Yo, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for checking out the channel today. Today we are going to be going over what has been my favorite deck to climb the new ranked ladder on the Pokemon trading card game live. That is going to be the new big bad trio along with the Puppeteer, the loyal three. We got Okidogi, Munkidori, Fezandipiti, and then, the main, kind of controller of the three with the Pecharunt. So the main attackers of this deck are the Munkidori and the Okidogi. The Okidogi does 260 for 3 energies if you are poisoned. And then its first attack for 1 energy searches for 2 dark energies, attaches it to himself, and then you become poisoned. However, this is not the only way to trigger the poison in this deck, so we will get to those in a second. So obviously he is in here as our big hitter with that chain crazed attack. It does base 260, but then if we add on damage multipliers like the binding mochi, which says if the Pokemon this card is attached to is poisoned, you do an additional 40 damage. That will bring the 260 up to 300, which is enough to one-shot out nearly everything in the format. And then for Charizard, we do have the Cobalion in here because the Okidogi is a basic. The Cobalion will bring that damage up to 330, so that way the Okidogi can one-shot a Charizard. And also, depending on how the prizes go, the Cobalion can also be used to let Pecharunt take down the Charizard. And so speaking of the Pecharunt, it is in here mainly for that subjugating chains ability, which says once during your turn you can switch your active with one of your benched dark Pokemon, and then if you do, the Pokemon that you have switched into the active will now become poisoned. So this is one of the additional ways that we can poison our Pokemon to get these additional effects. It is also great insurance. It basically means that we can't be boss stalled. And then if we combine that ability with something like Morpeko, which says if it has no energies attached, it has free retreat, we basically have a free pivot out of any situation, and it makes using dark patches incredibly efficient. And then the other main reason that the Pecharunt is in here is because of the Munkidori EX. So the Munkidori does have that ability which says if you control a Pecharunt EX and the Munkidori is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, your opponent will take 1 less prize. And so that's kind of like the main core. We are also running the one Fezandipiti EX. It's mainly in there for its ability that says if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn, then we get to draw 3 cards. Combining this with Research, with Greninja, Pokestop, you do have the ability to see a lot of cards after a knockout, which is great for helping you recover and try to streamline attacks. And then for support, we are playing a 1/1 Darkrai V-Star. The Darkrai is in here for its Star Abyss V-Star power, which says basically you just put 2 items from your discard pile into your hand. However, its Dark Pulse attack is also semi-relevant. It does 30 plus 30 for each dark energy you have in play, and so depending on how the match has progressed, you can end up with a board that does have quite a bit of energies in there, so the Darkrai can get in for some relevant damage, especially with the Binding Mochi. If you use the Pecharunt to poison the Darkrai, then you can put the Mochi on it and give it an additional 40 damage, which can help you hit some very interesting numbers. We are also playing one Squawkabilly EX. It has, that Squawk and Seize that we're all familiar with. Turn 1, you bench it, you Squawk and Seize, discard your hand, draw 6. It's a great card. We are choosing to play Radiant Greninja. Let's just discard an energy, draw 2. We are playing the Morpeko for free retreat, the Cobalion for damage modification, and then we are playing one Iron Bundle because there are certain instances where we cannot deal with the active in an efficient way. So by combining the bundle with something like a boss's orders, we can reset some effects like rolling iron, or we can just push something that's a little too big for us to deal with back to the bench. And then that's it for the Pokemon. Moving on to the supporters, I feel like my supporter lineup is definitely very unique. A lot of people like to max out on the Janine, and I personally think Janine is kind of bait. This card does not feel as efficient to use as something like Professor Sada's Vitality, because this card does not draw you cards. So for those of you that don't know, Janine lets you pick 2 of your dark Pokemon, and then you get to search your deck for a basic dark energy and attach 1 to each of them. This is obviously great energy acceleration, but to me, it just doesn't feel efficient enough. I typically like to use research early on and just dig into dark patches. And between the dark patches and like the Morpeko preserving energies and the Darkrai being able to get you dark patches back, it feels like you really only need to resolve 1 to 2 Janine in maybe like the mid game, which is why we are playing the Super Rod, so that way in the mid to late game we can throw energies back into the deck to resolve a Janine. That's just been the way I've liked to play it. I did start out with a heavy Janine build and I really just didn't like it, so I have slowly went down on Janine and went back up into research, especially since research is the supporter you want to see after you get Iono'd to like a low hand size. So I've just felt more comfortable playing the 4 research. Next up, we are playing 3 Pokestop. We are a pretty heavy item based deck, so the 3 Pokestop just gives us extra dig. 3 might be slightly overkill, but I have enjoyed it, so that's what I'm rolling with right now. But I could see this easily coming out. And then another kind of unique thing that I'm doing is I'm playing 4 of the Mochi. I know some people are playing 3, but I'm not playing the secret box. I just didn't like how that card felt. It felt really awkward to use, and I just really like the ability to effectively have access to 5-ish bosses orders between Boss, Palpad, Prime Catcher, and Darkrai. It really allows you to be very aggressive, and the Mochi is never really a bad card. Like, you can put it on just about any Pokemon because you can poison any of your dark Pokemons with Pecharunt, so they can all benefit from that additional damage buff if it ever comes up. And this is the card that you typically are digging for, because it does allow the Munkidori to hit 230. It allows the Okidogi to hit 300. So it is a very important card to have, and they're not recoverable. So I really just liked playing 4 of it. And then next up, we have the standard search package with the 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Nest Ball. It's pretty self-explanatory. We're playing 4 Dark Patch. We are an all dark deck. I chose to play 2 Pokegear as additional digs for my supporters. Another reason why I like playing 2 of this specifically is because I like being able to grab 2 of them off of Darkrai depending on the situation I'm in, because it gives me 2 additional chances to dig out of a bad situation. Normally I would probably only play 1, but I have really been able to pick 2 up off of Darkrai. And then we're also playing 1 Stretcher and 1 Super Rod. For those of you that don't know, the new Night Stretcher lets you put a Pokemon or a basic energy from your discard pile into your hand. This is really nice. This effectively lets you use Bundle multiple times, Morpeko multiple times. It can help you recover some really awkward Pokestop mills. And so it also just gives you an energy, which can turn into 2 cards if you have Greninja. It gives you your hand attachment. So this card is just an amazing addition to the format. And then the 1 Super Rod is also in here, like I said, to kind of make use of the Janines in the mid to late game, as well as giving us additional Pokemon recovery. We are playing 1 Palpad. This not only feels like a no-brainer in a deck like this that's kind of heavy aggro that is playing low counts of certain supporters, but it's also even more of a no-brainer because of Darkrai V-Star. Darkrai being able to get back Palpad after you've used it is kind of insane. So you can put back your Boss, your Iono, and then get the Palpad and then recycle them again. So even though you're only playing very low counts of these cards, you are effectively able to have access to more of them. And then rounding out the 1-ofs, we're playing 1 Heavy Ball and 1 Earthen Vessel. 1 Earthen Vessel might seem kind of weird, but it has felt fine. I did start with 3, I believe. Went down to 2, and then made its way down to 1. This card is not nearly as important as it might seem. And I really don't need to see it a bunch. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I'm choosing to play Prime Catcher as the ace spec. And then we are rounding out the deck with 11 dark energies. So yeah, guys, that is the list that we're going to be running with in today's video. Remember that if you do enjoy this kind of content, to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, go ahead and leave me a comment down below what your favorite loyal 3 Pokemon is. And then make sure you spread this video around. We are on our way to 200 subscribers. I believe we are sub 10 right now. So if we could get those numbers up, I would really appreciate it. Yeah, guys, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and send you off to the gameplay. Alrighty, guys, it does look like we found our opponent for the day. Let's hope we can get a good game. I would ideally like to go second. This is a very aggressive deck. Going first is also fine because, you know, our Pokemon take 3 energies to attack, so getting that first additional kind of energy is never bad. Opponent is getting to call the coin flip. They won, so this is going to be pretty indicative as to what the opponent might be playing depending on what they choose to go. They're going to go first, so they're playing a setup based deck, probably Regidrago. Regidrago has been the deck that I faced the most so far today. This hand is kind of very good. We're going to start with Radiant Greninja. We're going against most likely not Raging Bolt. It probably is Regidrago. The amount of times that not only I start Raging Bolt playing Drago, but like my opponents have also started Raging Bolt is crazy. I need to do more testing, but I don't know if Bolt is absolutely necessary anymore. For reasons like this, it just feels so bad when you get an opening hand with Raging Bolt. Although it does look like we actually are just playing against Raging Bolt, which is interesting because Bolt is not typically a going first deck. So I'm a little intrigued. They are choosing to play the Cornerstone Ogerpon. This isn't completely standard, but it is a way that Bolt plays around its loose conditions, you know, being the Farigiraf or the Noivern. Okay, so we're gonna go Squawk. I don't think I'm gonna need the bundle, so we're gonna get rid of bundle research. We are going to get Okidogi and Pecharunt. Okay, we prized the Pecharunt. We have the Squawk already. I don't know, boss. Double Janine. Prized the Dark Patch. 9, 10. Prized an Energy. Okay. This looks fine. We're going to do this. We're going to Nest Ball. Get the Pecharunt. And then we are going to research. Okay. Not hitting the a Dark Patch there is kind of scary. Okay, so we'll do this and we will Squawk and hope to find 2 Dark Patches. We are just simply that good. And then we can Nest Ball for the Darkrai V. And we will Subjugating Chains, throw the Okidogi in the active, which will poison it, which will trigger the additional damage. And that is a turn 1 300. So that right there just demonstrates the power of the Loyal 3 and what they can do. With the way that that turn played out, we were actually able to attack with the Munkidori. We wouldn't have gotten the knockout, but we were able to do a turn 1 230 with Munkidori, which is just insane because that's, you know, potentially taking 2 prizes turn 1 with a 1 prizer effectively because of the Pecharunt being in play. So unless the opponent would have had Gust there, you know, having to run through the Munkidori would have been kind of awkward. Losing the Darkrai there, I'm not the biggest fan of, but like I was just about to say that we didn't have a supporter in that last hand. This hand is absolutely insane. So we can Dark Patch Janine. Play the Prime Catcher on the Bolt and then switch back into the Okidogi and take a knockout on the Bolt. And then at any point, if we find the Darkrai, we have Prime Catcher to get around a potential another Bolt. Are they gonna motivate with Squawk? Okay. Seeing an Iono out of them was actually kind of interesting. Their hand is not the greatest. Okay, so they have a Fighting and a Grass. They're probably going to Teal Dance, put the Grass in play, put the Electric on the Squawk, which is really awkward, because ideally you would like to motivate the Electric and the Fighting over here. This Pokemon Catcher is completely irrelevant, because we have the subjugating chains. A lot of people have done this today where they'll like bring up the Squawk and be like, okay, now you have to pivot, or you know, I got Mawile trapped with my Squawk, and it's like the Pecharunt is in play. It doesn't do anything. We're gonna do Janine on these two. Save the research, get some extra energies in play. Use the Dark Patch. I kind of just want to take this Bolt out right now. But then I'm digging. I mean, either way, I would need the Gust next turn anyways, because I don't have the energy for the Munkidori. So I am going to prime the Bolt. We have to go into something else and then use the Pecharunt to poison the Okidogi, and then we are just going to take the KO on the Bolt. And we even have the Fezandipiti. Yeah. So, you know, that's the power of the Loyal 3. That was a relatively quick game, so I am going to go ahead and load up a second one. Alrighty, guys. It does look like we found our second opponent for the day. So we can get another good game. Hopefully we can win the coin flip. We did win the coin flip. We're going to choose to go second. Do you want to go first? No. And we got an alright start. Seeing the Fezandipiti this early is not that good. Try to say not that good and not the greatest, and I combine them together. So I think I'm gonna go Greninja, so that way I have Dark Patch value on the Fezandipiti, I suppose. Or maybe I can hit like a Nest Ball. Grab Okidogi. Okay, so we're playing against probably Dialga, which is unfortunate because I let them go first. However, okay, so they do have more basics. This will be very telling of how good their hand is, depending on what this Nest Ball grabs. They grabbed Greninja. Okay, so they're trying to dig a little bit more. Okay, they got a Dialga. But no more Beldums. We'd love to see that. So we're going to Vessel away the Dark. Get 2 more. I guess now I don't have to concealed cards. But I kind of want to. Okay, so I can Ultra Ball away the Janine and the Fez. Get more Morpeko. This is why I like the Morpeko so much, because now I can Dark Patch to the Morpeko, attach, Mochi, research, and now I just need a Pecharunt, which I found. We will go grab the Pecharunt. and then see what we mill off of this. All right. We can nest ball for Okidogi. And then we will move this up to the active with the Pecharunt, put the Mochi on the Dogi, and then we will energize a wheel for the knockout here, and then move the energies to the Dogi. So yeah, the Morpeko is just like a really efficient like turn 1 attacker against like these evolving decks that typically play these low HP Pokemon, because it, you know, gives you access to that free prize, and then it lets you set up the benched attacker, and then if the Morpeko isn't dealt with, it already just has free retreat, so like you can do some kind of weird shenanigans with that. But I would not be surprised if we just have complete control of this game now, because we're going to be able to just attach. Okay, now we can't attach because the hand got Iono'd. We'll just be able to attach, use Pecharunt, poison this, and then knock out the Dialga. Okay, they got the V-Star. So I believe... I don't know, they are getting the knockout. I'm going to promote the Greninja. Okay, so they can nest ball for another Beldum, so, or they're just going to get the Fezandipiti. That's also fair. My hand had a lot of energies and a research, so I believe the correct play is to Ultra Ball first before using the Pokestop or the Greninja. The Fezandipiti did find them another Beldum, which is good for them. We have the Dark Energy too, so we can do that. Okay, we're gonna Ultra Ball away Squawk and Heavy Ball, and I'm going to grab the Monkey. Although it looks like we prized the Monkey and the other dog too. Yeah, so I'm just gonna grab the Munkidori, and then we're gonna Pokestop. Hopefully we don't mill supporters. That was great. Okay, so we can bench you, put you down. I have the Dark Patch, so I am gonna draw the 2 cards. Thankfully I did. That was insane. And we're going to research. Okay, so I'm gonna nest ball for the Darkrai. We'll Dark Patch to the Monkey. And then I am gonna Stretcher for my Fezandipiti, just to draw me some more cards. And then I'm gonna hold off on the Super Rod for right now. Yeah, because now I have Super Rod Darkrai, but if I get Iono'd, I don't... do I? No, I think this is fine. So we're just gonna go Pecharunt, throw this up, and then we will take the knockout. And now we have, you know, the Fezandipiti, the Greninja, we have the Munkidori ready pretty much for next turn. It's just an energy away. And now you can kind of see again why, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Janine. Janine would have only gotten us our energies, which are at a premium, but you know, getting our deck down thin enough is really nice, because it means that like we're less susceptible to things like Iono. It also just helps us put on an immense amount of pressure. And you know, I personally think the dig that the researchers give are far superior to that of Janine just accelerating the energies. So we do see our opponent get down the first Matang, and then they are super rotting in a V-Star and some energies. Go for a Metal Maker, and they whiff. That is probably game. That is almost for sure game, I would say. Because now they would need to find the second Matang and hit 4 energies off of it, so they can Star Chronos. But then like the Star Chronos won't even like be good here unless they have boss exactly, because I believe Star Chronos skips checkup, right? Yeah, it skips checkup, so it wouldn't tick over another poison. And see, like here we got Iono to 3 and we drew a research, which was just insanely good for us. I'm not sure how I feel about not throwing the Darkrai in, because I was expecting to get Iono'd, but I didn't want to have the Darkrai in the deck to potentially get hit off of Pokestop. I still have access to my Prime Catcher too, so we should be fine. Our opponent did find another Matang. So even if they hit 3 energies here, that would be 200. So okay, 3 energies would have been a knockout. Okay, we got the Prime Catcher. This again isn't gonna do anything. It's just gonna promote their Greninja, which I'm honestly not even that upset about KOing, because I'm at an odd prize interval anyways. So yeah, that's the awkward thing about this deck. Like when you're playing against the Loyal 3 is like you have nothing to stall. Like everything everything can be switched out of pretty much. I mean, I could basically just seal this game up if I use the Prime Catcher now, so that's probably what I'm gonna do. Okay, we got Super Rod. We're gonna go Super Rod, put Darkrai, more. I don't even need the more Pekka at this point. I'm just gonna put just the V-Star back. We're gonna go Greninja. Don't hit it, that's fine. Okay, so we need to go Prime, Dialga. Play you here, do this. So once again, this is, yeah, this just shows the power of Okidogi. And that also shows why I like Prime Catcher so much, because, you know, with that Prime Catcher, if I found Darkrai, I was just able to get Prime Catcher immediately back and then just basically take a knockout on whatever I wanted. But yeah, guys, that was the Loyal 3 deck. Like I said, it's been my go-to grinding deck today. It's been a ton of fun to play, so go ahead and try it out. Remember, if you do enjoy this kind of content, to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, go ahead and leave me that comment down below, and then I will see you in the next video.